All right, so this is the 10:05 game. We have Cy, Luke, and Quint in that order of referee, U1, U2. Little confusion on the opening tip. So to correct that one, when you throw that jump ball, just let all the action clear. Look at the table, make sure the arrow is set, and then fill in that last spot. And this is something we'll view. No need for that mechanic right there. We start and stop a count. We're fine with what we have. I don't mind the kick. So what I'm talking about is when we have that mechanic with the open arms, we don't do it unless the defender is looking at us to have that. So if we have him looking at us, we give him the open arms, tell him we don't have the 6 foot, and then we can come closer together and get our count. Changing the hands breaks the count. What's that? He's right. You continue on that. I just started on that one. Might want to take a look at that. The 17:45 mark may have been a travel. May have shuffled his feet. It's a good call. I like to see that come from the C, though. Let's go. I should be back, right? Yeah. Luke, when we have a play like that, instead of leaning, just take the 1 step and make sure that we are straight up. It's easier to take the 1 step instead of leaning to look like you're looking for a call versus being straight up and actually having the call. Should have a 10-second hand flick here. Good job getting the hand up. There you go. That's a good job rotating. We took the first initial step. We should rotate travel right there. At the 15:35 mark, we had hop step travel or jump stop or pump fake travel. And then we get the foul right after that. Mark both those down. So what I'm saying on that rotation is when we look to rotate, you took the initial step, there were 7 or 8 players on that side of the floor already. We take that step and we go, the ball's already over there. it's perfect to go over and have that rotation initiated to help your partner out, to balance the floor back out for us. A good job holding with the players that went off the floor there, making sure everybody come back on. That's a good job with just staying where we are. Don't turn our back to the players. Back out of that side. When we have that, just back out and don't turn our backs. Look, if you look at where you are, you're in a decent position being straight across from the free thrower. But if you take a step, one or two steps up and in, you'll be able to see your matchups from the box out and still keep your eye on the shooter. Mark that down at 17:35, free throw mechanics. Pass and a crash, 17-17, or 13-17, I'm sorry. Pass and crash, we'll look at that one. That's a good call. Out of bounds, on the line. We'll take a look at where that was on the floor. It looked like he was on the other side of the lane. If that's the case, go ahead and put it on the other side of the lane. A lot of camps, a lot of you try to move up are crucial to get that spot right if he's on the other side of the lane. So we'll take a look at that one at about 12:45 to make sure that we get that. There you go, get the beer to the mechanic. Way late rotation. 12:07. We want to make sure that we get that rotation. If we're going to do it, we either back out or we let our partner know. Woo! 12-minute mark was a travel. 11:51 was a hard hit across the top of the floor. Good call. Look at the spot on the hand check here. Look at the spot. Because that happened below, it looked like it happened below the free throw line. Inside the key, so we need to take that to the correct spot, and it was a bad rotation. We'll talk about that one, about how we should rotate when we break down video. Got a good rotation, but we missed it. We rotated back to fix it. So Quint, before we come up too quickly to give a spot to the baseline, let your partner tell you where it's going to be put in play, and then we can help out the players. I agreed with the spot where it is. but we were telling them on the baseline that's not where it was supposed to be. So just slow ourselves down a little bit, and we'll get that call. Good call. So we know we have one coming in for the shooter here. So as we do this, if this bucket goes in, which it did, we have a whistle, and the C brings it in. That's absolutely correct. Luke, as you go by, you can even just point at him, come on in, and just let him know he's in the game. But that's a good job by the crew handling that one. We need to mirror that mechanic side. Ball goes in the bucket, we mirror it on 3-person. That's a good job backing out of that one, Luke. That rotation at 8:30, you were looking to rotate. It's a good way to back out of it. Ugly doesn't mean a foul there. I'd like to look at that one, the 8:02 mark. I think we get away with the patient whistle, let it start, develop, finish. I think maybe marginal contact, I'd have to look at the video again. But I think we can look at that one and see if he would have gotten away without having a whistle there. Good call by both the lead and the center there. Luke, I'd like to see you just hold just a bit. Clint did a good job coming down and addressing it. I don't think he had any intention of ever letting him shoot the ball. He was just like, I'm going to foul you, and you ain't getting the shot off. Put a whistle or at least a horn on subs to make sure we know that subs are coming in, because your partner administers it and then we have 6 on the floor like we do right now. That could be a problem. So mark that down, 5:45 or 5:50, whistle on subs.
Video, I don't think I can keep your.
No, you can't. So you can just keep it focused on us at halftime.
Sure, yeah.
Again, subs are in the game. Maybe not subs in the game, but if we do have subs, get our hands up. We'll check it out. You're way too deep at trail, Quint. I think we're working a little high. You should be at least the volleyball line, if not lower, on that play right there. Trust yourself, use your short floors, you'll get back. That was loud. There we go, we mirrored it. Here's some of the things that I think we can talk about.
I meant to, so they've had problems with this since the first game yesterday.
Okay. That's good to know. So, talk about the opening tip. We'll talk about their rotation. Start to up, finish spots out of bounds. And then,
what happened? Because I was making my way up here.
We just went too quick. When we go down, break it down, you'll see that it was like we got confused with where we needed to go. All right, so next time out we can go down. Or next prolonged break in action. Exact call I had. Good job, Cy. White 5 was in there. Hands, body. I think it's a good call. Good no call. You go in traffic in a fast break like that, and you want a little bit of contact, and you want the foul, you're not going to get it. Let that start, develop, and finish. Cy. Looks like he goes up and doesn't have a problem finishing. You let him have it. a good no call there, working around, not much action. All right, I'm gonna make my way down. Ten with a hit. You can come with me. Look, make sure we get our hand up on that inbound play. We need to do this mechanics all the time. That's a good example right there. It gets bumped a little bit. It's a good start, develop, finish. I don't know if we intentionally missed it or didn't call it, but it was a good one that we let go with a little bit of contact. It was body. So I like that, but when you went to the table, you did everything good. You had your mechanics out right, white, whatever number it was on, block, and then your one-on-one just kind of went down. You show the table, bam, I've got one-on-one, then turn around and let your partners know I have the same thing. Somebody snuck to the table behind us, we gotta recognize it. There we go, good job. Pass it off to the C. There it is. Perfect. Like it, fellas. To communicate the 1 minute, everybody's got to show 1 minute. That's a good rotation.
He wanted to talk to me. I thought he was like trying to. No. It might be good when you go up to like count it like to the head. Yeah. Okay. Because he was like, wait, I barely touched it.
All right, fellas. Opening tip. Let's walk through that one. See, opening tip.
It's on me.
It was a good toss.
Yeah.
and you went to lead. You're supposed to become C. It happens, right? Best thing you do is when you drop that whistle in your mouth, set your direction, blow the whistle, drop it out, throw the toss, right? Bam, everything clears. Look at the table. I have a bad habit of that. I don't look at the table enough to say, all right, arrows set, we went this way, I'm gonna walk forward. If we go this way, arrows set, I'm walking backwards, and I'm in position. And that's one of those, it happens, but as soon as we realize it, we got it fixed. It took a little bit because it was like we pushed him down, and then you realize, oh crap, I had to be at C.
I thought he was going to stay on my side, so I went down, he was down, then I saw him go across the back, so I went up and
The best thing you can do is once you make your decision, you push him, tell him to come back up. Because what you don't want to do is go across the court and that ball come up the floor. It's easier to go up the sidelines or on the baseline. That's the easiest way to do it. So you make your decision, you go with it. We talk about rotations.
All right. So on rotations, and it is only because I saw you guys the first game you guys had yesterday. You guys struggled a little bit in that first game from yesterday, and we still see it going on right now. You guys just always got to be aware of what's going on. If you guys have a lot of close matchups, and you know somebody's going to be rotating more often than not, so you guys need to be aware of what's going on and wear each other's out. And of course,
are we rotating well at lead? Is it just not?
You're rotating slow at lead, meaning there's one. We'll pick it out. We marked it. There were 7 people over here. And it was like, all right, now I need to go. And I forget who, yeah, I've got it. We'll look at it.
You rotated right during the shot, so it's completely like, you shot the ball right just as you were getting to the spot. So.
And we'll see a couple of them. When you think, hey, I need to rotate because I have a play over there, I need to go. And let your partners know. Let plays start, develop, and finish. I'm thinking there was 1 or 2 I know down here. The kid goes up, he gets contact, but just flushes it home. And we've got that one marked, and there's 1 or so down here. Let them play through a little bit of contact down there and see if they can finish. The last thing I have is out of bounds spots. Don't get lazy on me. We had one where the kid was laying on the floor on this side of the paint. Ball hits him, we caught it out of bounds, we put it back over there.
that was me.
Don't get lazy on it. And there's a couple others, we have a couple other spots marked. If we tell them, hey, we're going on the baseline, we go to the baseline. If it's out here, we bring it out to this side. So make sure we don't get lazy on that. That just tells me a sign of, I just don't want to move much. And then you bounce the ball. Get to that spot. You guys gonna have a good second half. When you're done, grab your stuff. We'll meet downstairs. We won't come back up here to talk. We'll go downstairs. All right, have a good second half. Got me? Perfect. Yeah, I had it off on the way up here. So Good job stepping down, Luke, on the three-point shot as it goes up. It just got up here. I don't know if they rotated you out of that or not, but good job rotating down. Offensive, good call. Really good call. So this one, you come, report on this long switch, you should end up on the table. There you go. It's awfully confusing, but that's exactly how we have to do it. $18.40, know how they got to the floor. Ooh, 18:28. I think he anticipated that. Luke on that call, just let that play go. I couldn't tell from here if there was contact, and hopefully the video will show a little bit better. Other than him airballing the crap out of that one. I don't know if he got hit. I think we were just a little bit anticipating that call. Si's got a good count. As long as you step down right here, I'd be happier with that if he'd step down. But I like the count, like the hand up. There's a good rotation. That's a good pickup right there. Traveled. It's a great job not leaving that primary, Si. That's a good rotation. That was one of those I would want to show. I think he put that on the baseline, but other than the spot, I think that was a great call and a great rotation. Great enough that I think we'll show that.
I couldn't really get a conversation there. Everyone was just kind of you. But
yeah, and that's... All right, so we met out of the timeout. Things we probably could have been talking about here is the charge call, the rotation, maybe the passing crash that we had down there. We just need to keep an eye on that. We don't need to meet every timeout, but it doesn't hurt to meet during some timeouts. There had been a little contact down low. We saw it jump. Did a good job on the scrum. Luke, good job staying out of that. Sometimes we get in too much of a hurry to come in there and everybody wants to get in. It's fine with two people come, and typically the person that's furthest away just looks at the table. I'm not sure if that was an illegal screen or a hold around it. We'll want to look at that one as well. It looked like we called a hold around the screen. I'll be honest, I was looking at it quickly. It's a good get that we had to get because we had players go to the ground. and it was a cluster. I'd like to see Luke get that though. It's a good late, as I said earlier today, tertiary whistle. Appreciate it. All right, so Luke, don't go away too quickly. Let him see where we're gonna put it in. Look at that play to see if we have the defender giving arm bar as he goes around, and then I think we get the right call on that on the secondary defender, as we had two players go to the ground, but I think we could have gotten the first defender. Good job, good rotation. Recognize where the ball was going to go. Recognize where the defender was going to be threatened. That's good rotation. We're doing a better job on that this half. We did it again, that's absolutely right. Luke, we just pick it up, we'll be good to go. There it is. So if we have the ball that goes out in the corner, let's know whose line it goes out on. That looked like it went off the sideline there as we put it in sideline. If you lead, you call the baseline. If you trail, you call the sideline. You need to work out just a little bit further. You need to get up there. You need to get a better look at that. We had 2 counts there. Size trail, we need to make sure we get up just a little bit further and make sure we have a look at that play. That's the most important play that we have because that's where the ball is. And it's in your primary. take a look to see where you called that initial foul. Given the baseline, I think was a little much here. I think it was more the sideline than baseline. The reason I say that is if we have our alley-oop play to the big guy, we may be able to give them a distinct advantage, and we don't want to do that. That is probably a foul right there. 9:22, we need to get that foul. That's one of those, it doesn't go in, beep, get a whistle. It's good non-rotation that we had there. Thought about it, we bracked out, which is a good idea. That was loud. Funny play doesn't mean, that shouldn't mean anything. Look, maybe either a jump ball or travel, but funny doesn't always mean anything. This spot should probably be on the sideline. When he called that timeout, it looked like they were outside the three-point arc. They should have probably went to the sideline with that one. Looked like a good patient whistle. Got the ball, knocked it out, we're good to go. That's a good and one. That's the one we want to get. The kid pump fakes him out of the gym. He goes up, he slides down, and that's absolutely a good and one. That's the one we want to get every time. Good call. good job right there mirroring everything we had. If you look at plays before that when you mirror, we don't mirror the exact same thing on every play before this. That one was good. It's good long, and we're good to go. All right, so we have this timeout. We communicate how many timeouts each team has. It's just 5 minutes to go. Things we should talk about in this one is making sure we get the good plays right down the stretch. Let the marginal stuff go. We're not gonna go get something that we think is marginal and haven't called earlier in the game. So we want to make sure we get the good fouls from here on out. It's the last quarter of the game, last little bit of the game. We need to make sure we get those correct. We want to know foul situations at this point, how many fouls each team have, so we don't get surprised by the bonus, because we'll be getting close. So when we have that, we know who our shooter is, our partners can help us out, and we can have everybody lined up by the time you turn around. Take a look at that play. I didn't see 53 push, and I'm not saying it's not there. I just was looking at the front side defender. Possible block, but good no call. That's a perfect pass and crash situation. Wrong way to administer this rotation. Absolutely the right call. It's not a player control, it's a push team control, but we rotated really badly there. Quint, you'd need to come down and take that from him, and then Luke would keep going. Now they're going to play the cat and mouse game of, do we have pressure? Don't we have pressure? What are we going to do? Clint, make sure we're careful on how quick our counts are. As we get pressure, we go a little bit quicker. So we need to make sure we slow it down at 1001, 1002, 1003. So we know that count's not quick. That's something we can work on games that are less competitive and not a 4-point ball game like this one is. If we let that one go just a slight bit longer, we get him going up. One-on-one surprised us. This is what I talked about in that previous timeout. No, the foul situation is we know we have 5 fouls, the next one's 6, and after that we're going to shoot. Don't let that surprise us. Looks like we got blood on the floor, possibly. Sweat. All right, so while we have this little break in action, again, talk about team fouls. What's white gonna do? What's green gonna do? Make sure we know how many timeouts each team has. They should each have 1. If not, come back down to 0 and let everybody know that, hey, you're out of timeouts. And we need to have that discussion right now while they're cleaning up this blood. Gives us an opportunity to discuss that. All right, so we're coming back out. We should have broken the huddle as soon as they were ready to go. Don't let them dictate what you want. If they want to go longer, give them a timeout, which I know they don't want at this point in time. All right, so we have confusion of who the ball went out on. If we don't know, if we can't come out and point right away, Luke, we got to go to the jump ball. So if he comes at you and goes, help, 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 and I wouldn't put my hands out as in I don't know kind of look. I would put my hand up and say I need help. It looks a lot cleaner, and it makes your crew look better. So if you're not sure, then we go to the AP arrow. Possible foul by Green. Don't let this game go faster than us. Slow down, keep the play boxed in, and we're ready to go. The faster the game goes, the slower we need to go when we report, when we call out of bounds. But we don't move our feet any slower. I would take a look at that one. I thought maybe a travel, but he might get pushed into the travel. So if you can see our mechanics on that, at the table mechanics, we need to be a little bit crisper, a little bit cleaner. That projects our confidence. That's when we get a shine. Everybody's looking at us because we're at the table letting them know who's got fouls or not. Probably a foul by Green. Yeah, go ahead.
To go up, but the player, he pretty much blocks him, like he spins his whole body at, so he caught a side caught a foul.
Sorry, we have coach timeout here. So put the ball back in play underneath. All right, so we have this timeout right here. We need to get together. Don't ever put the ball down. Either go meet at the ball or bring it with you. If somebody takes that away, you don't want that to happen. So we come together. We know Green's probably out of timeouts. White's probably got one left. So if the bucket's made, we're looking at White coach to call a timeout. You may even ask him, Coach, if they make a bucket, do you want a timeout? He's probably going to say yes. So be aware of the clock. Know who's got the clock when we inbound this ball and if we'd happen to go the other way. So these are all things that have to happen quick, but we need to make sure that we are slow when we administer them and we don't let that game get too fast on us. make sure we put ourselves in a good position here. Make sure everybody's set, not doing anything stupid before we inbound this place, but we want to get it right. It's a good call. Absolutely how we should officiate that play. Luke, we need to be counting on this. So we have this technical. I don't know if it was intimidation. I don't know what it was, but we could have possibly had a block charge. Don't ever have the conversation with all players. Go explain to what we have. That's something. That's one of the first things we're going to talk about when we get downstairs. Is what do we have on that? Because obviously 21 thinks he may have, had an N1 or. He went through the kid. To us, from here, it looked like it may have been a charge or a block, but I don't think there was I don't know if there's a technical in there. I'll have to wait for the explanation. All right, so we got a 1-point ball game with 7. All right, this will be the last timeout that we have. Again, we need to talk in this one. We come out to a game reset here. White's down 1 because they're the guest on the board. We need to be thinking that they're going to try to go to the bucket. They're going to try to do a couple different things. So we need to make sure that we know. Nobody has any timeouts left. 0, zip, clock's going to run. See what 10 and 21 are doing right now? You knocked that off right there. Best way to do is blow your whistle. Fellas, I have the ball. Gutsy call with 1.3 seconds, but I think it's there.